class with me, Dyslexic Gamer. As we carry on our Final Fantasy tabletop RPG, we will just get straight back into it. So, I believe... Did I say Final Fantasy? Warhammer Fantasy. My brain may be a little bit addled. Last time we had split the party up as they'd gone to do separate things. And we are going to go back in time a little bit so that our finger wiggler can go and inquire at the church about some magic-y stuff. Never mind, because Lyciara is currently not back yet. Well. Isn't that a little bit awkward? Oh well.
Well, you asked and you didn't wait for everyone to answer, so it's kind of your own fault. This.
It is a little bit. I am a little bit excited to get back to playing this. So I probably yeah, my fault.
See, people, and this is how you can always blame the GM.
I'll just put my hand up when I fuck up. I'm quite used to it by now. Okay. I believe we were going to... If you zoom out, Lyciara, on your map, you'll see where you need to be. I will move your token. There we go. Yep, good stuff.
I will need a refresher because I don't remember what was going on.
That's perfectly fine. Last time, a small child was injured. The party went off and did some shopping, some buying. They encountered two new warbands in the Wolf's Head Inn.
Yep.
And Miss Lyciara had gone off to the church to find a place to do her ritual. As she enters, she can hear in the background chanting coming from the sides. You don't see the individuals who are chanting, but there is obviously rituals going on within the temple itself. Boris is currently crying profusely and blubbering everywhere next to an altar that has the small child laying down on top of it. Beliarius Balthazar, the wizard, is currently speaking to the priest named Magus. Magus has a look of just pure anger on his face. He looks like he just does not want to deal with yet more death. And his aide, Stain, the young warrior woman, is stood fully equipped and in front of the priest, almost guarding against the wizard.
Okay. I will not intrude in the conversation of them, but I will move towards Boris. I'll put a hand on his shoulder and make a small prayer to Bishop and say, I'm sorry, Boris. I know you meant well, but I think this might be a sign. You should probably head off to the schools of magic.
He just cannot get the words out at the moment, but you almost see a small nod coming from the blubbering man. And you also begin to hear what the priest and the wizard are talking about.
You want me to roll perception?
Nope, it's quite echoey in here, and the chants aren't that loud.
Okay.
You cannot be using magic as if it is some toy, Beliaris. You should have taught your apprentice this. It is a weapon of death. It is not like the holy. You cannot say that, and you do not know what you are speaking of at times. He only meant to bring a bit of joy into a world. You cannot. I can! You have no idea of the sorrow I already feel. The prayers that we must speak for our fallen. And then... The priest looks over at Boris, and you actually see the anger from his face just melt away at seeing how upset and how much Boris is actually grieving for the loss of this young girl and for the mistake that he's made. Boris is without doubt not doing this. He is genuinely devastated. And the priest can see that, and as he looks, he actually begins to stare. You can see now, can't you? My apprentice did not mean for this to happen. It's... Very well, just get him out of my sight. And you as well. Teach him better. He should know the danger that he has. Very well, we will leave. Thank you, Magus. Boris, we leave now. Come, we shall go back to the shop. Miss Lysiara. Magus, Beliaris notes that you're there, Lysiara, and he gives you a small bow as he sees you trying to comfort his apprentice.
I'll return with a small bow of myself, and I look genuinely saddened by the situation, but there's nothing I can do, basically, other than comfort not Beliaris, Boris. I'll approach the kid again, make another small sign of my of a religion, and then I think I'm gonna approach Magus.
Magus sees you over at the small child, and Lysiara, it's been some time. How has Siegfried Hoff been treating you in these dark times?
Been some time indeed, Magus. I'll give it a small bow. Well, it's been treating me well thus far. Although a few things in these lands do sadden my heart, but unfortunately, sometimes these things happen, maybe for a greater purpose, even if it's sad. But Magus, I didn't come here to speak about... I know this is probably a bad time, but do you people house a cemetery near this temple?
Why, yes, we have the crypts below in the tombs for nobility and the those who rule over Siegfried Hoft.
I'll be completely honest with you, Magus. I'm seeking a place where I can make a out of character. How do I say?
Ritual site.
Ritual site. I'm looking for a place where I can make a ritual site to bring a protective spirit to this region.
I see. I know of what you speak. The spirits I would like more information on, but have you spoken to anyone to get their permission.
Out of character, I don't remember if I mentioned this to.
You did mention it to Brander Caligo,
Yes.
so
Oh,
he did give you
yeah, okay.
permission.
I've received permission from Lego Magus, but I would also like your permission to perform this ritual. This is your place of prayer, after all.
I tell you what, I will lead you down to the Caligo family tombs. If Brander has given you his permission, then it should be on his land, on his site. Come, we will talk further. I wish to know which spirit this is and what will be housed here.
I'll be glad to tell you everything you want to know, Magus. I'll follow him.
Okay, you basically walk out of the doorway that is there, and you are led down. You are led into some corridors. Along these corridors, you can see that this is where the priests are chanting, the monks and the initiates. They appear to be preparing bodies, essentially doing prayers over them and preparing them to be passed on to the next life. And the priest leads you down another set of stairs. This is leads down into another chamber. This one is far better defended. You can actually see there are it's an open area with a long staircase that leads down. But you can clearly see that there are defences put in place for those to be on either side, defending from things coming down and things coming up. The priest makes no quash about this. He walks down and you descend into the ground underneath the church of Moor, and you see the priest as he enters, leaves the spiral staircase. There's a stone that he puts his hand up above the doorway and he just places a hand on it and then walks through. As you look up, you can see that this stone has been worn away. There was once a sigil there, but now no longer. For however long this place has been there, the priests have been doing this ritual, perhaps.
Did the stone activate something? Can I check that? Or is it just...
You can check, but from what you can tell, it looks as if it is just a worn sigil over time of people rubbing their hands down it. But you can try if you wish.
Yeah, I'll just give a small check because Lysiaru would be curious to know if this is some form of protective sigil or something like that.
There's no magic on the stone, but as you look around, you do see, for as far as we allowed you to see, there are wards of protection. Protection against turn undead, and different magical effects in play down here, but nothing malicious. They all seem to be wards of some kind.
Keep following the Magus.
You walk down another fairly long corridor with no turns, no passages. It is just straight down, and you enter into a circular room, and it has branching corridors leading off of it, and each one has a sigil above it. And the Magus turns to the far left tunnel, looks up, and there is a sigil there of a Baskerville hound.
Oh, okay.
The dog on the sigil looks strikingly similar to the Grimm that you met in the graveyard.
Okay.
This is the Caligo family mausoleum, tomb, call it what you wish. I imagine as you were walking, you basically informed him that it was a Grimm you wished to bring into this temple.
Yeah, I would have told him it was a Grimm. It was a before the spirit died. It was a hound, a gift from Brander to the family which was killed, and that it's basically a protective spirit. Just tell him that I wish to make him really familiar if he hinted that he wanted to know, but
So as you were walking down, the Magus actually completely understands. He was worried at the idea of spirit. What are you talking, human soul? Are you talking beast man? What do you look, knowing that it's a noble animal, an animal that died protecting and came back to life to seek vengeance. He's quite accepting of this. For the Warhammer world, this is quite an acceptable risk.
Yep.
He doesn't want to have any part of the ritual itself, so he just lets you. He basically shows you this is where the Branders, the Caligo part is. Do whatever you want past there. You have permission, and he just basically tells you don't have permission to go into the other family tombs.
I'll find a cozy place to place my ritual circle, and I'll start the ritual with the candles. I don't know what the ritual would be or how long it would take, but I'll be down there and doing whatever it takes for how long it takes.
So it will take an hour for you to set up the ritual and to perform the ritual, because you're only making an anchor point for the Grimm to be able to appear here in this tomb, and then you basically will have time to, if you want, you can basically spend time with it, and then it can stay with you or appear around this area. So it can be, the way I had this in my head is essentially where the church is, you've gone down and along, so you're not underneath the church anymore. You're like underneath the Wolf's Head Inn, the Wolf's Head pub. So directly up, it would still be able to project itself. So you will have to spend an hour down there. You do see, as you're down there, there are many fine tombs to the nobles of the Caligo line, and you also note that they do have graves for the dogs. There are a couple of graves next to, you presume, the owners, and on it would be written in Reichspiel, which I believe you can read.
Reichspiel.
It's basically common. It's the Empire.
Yeah, I do know how to speak Reichspiel actually.
Gavagus died defending his master. Forever will they hunt in the afterlife, and serve with more. And you can see that these people, that the Caligos breed war dogs. They have an affinity with them.
I'll perform the ritual, and I'll stay down there for a couple hours. As soon as I see that the dog is there, I'll spend some time with it. And while I'm with it, I'll be just looking around and just, studying, I guess, the gravestones and just, learning more about the Caligo family history.
Okay, cool. That's fine. That's something I didn't really think you'd do, so I will probably have to brush out their family history a little bit more. Nice one. So you're going to spend, essentially, you're going to spend the evening down there. Because if you're going to spend the evening, then we'll go back to the rest of the group.
I'll spend the evening here, but I do need to go visit the dwarf for my ingredients. But for now, I'm fine down here. I'll visit the dwarf tomorrow.
Okay. I believe tomorrow the group does want to go off to do their next mission. But you are an early riser, so you should be okay to do that.
Cool.
Yep, no, that's fine. So, we will go forwards in time. The last thing to happen was Gabrielle had gone out to look for Bill and Ted. They're two labourers and fighters who they've employed. They did quite a good job in their last mission, so Gabrielle wanted to show that she's a woman of her word and give them their extra gold. But as it's market day, they went and did some buying of their own. Miss Gabrielle decided to get some juicy tidbits from using her gossip skill in town, and found out that a prostitute had been murdered whilst they were away. And while she's talking to some of the townspeople, she sees Bill and Ted making their way up the street. They appear... Bill appears to be like very, very happy, and he's almost got a skip in his step. But yet Ted seems to be almost berating him, almost giving him a talking down, and you would note that he's putting grain onto his shoulder, Bill, and there appears to be something sat there eating the grain off of his shoulder.
Can I roll perception to see what it is?
Sure. It appears, as you look down, Bill and Ted haven't noticed you yet. You're looking quite far down as you see them walking up. And he appears to have a homing pigeon, or a pigeon of some sorts, on his shoulder.
Must be some good news for them. And I'll kind of approach them. Bill, Ted, I had something I wish to discuss with you.
Oh, of course, Miss Gabrielle. Any time, of course. What's up, Miss Gabrielle? What can we do?
I thought I'd give you a gift for doing such hard work while we were gone, and as such, I thought you deserved a bonus on top of the amount it was already agreed on with someone else. Here, 2 gold coins each.
Oh wow, that's wow. Thank you. Thank you. That's so generous of you. I mean, Ted kind of steps back. They seem extremely taken aback by this.
It's better that we reward you for hard work. After all, you've been making sure that everything's been working correctly. And keeping our goods safe as we travel with the cart. I hope that in the future I can rely on you to do so even more.
Of course, Miss Gabrielle. I mean, this is so far the best job we've had. Yeah. I mean, we can actually eat well and get treated well. It's pretty good.
Well, then I shall leave you to spend your new hard-earned coin. I have a few things that I need to buy.
They give you. They are peasants, so they do smell. It's a good point. They almost go as if they want to hug you, but then they kind of stop and they give a little peasant bow to you and tell you that they're heading back to the Wolf's Head pub, and if you need anything, just don't hesitate. They're only too happy to help.
Ugh, poor people.
I'm gonna give him 2 silver and say, Here, so that's another gift, so that you may wash your clothes and have a bath. They've been, after all, a good-looking workman is a good-looking thing for us.
That's a really good that's a really good point. It's happened now. They both go bright red because, as far as your character's portrait goes, a really pretty young woman has just told them to go and paid for them to go and have a wash, and they're happy and kind of gone red and a bit embarrassed, and because I think that's kind of how they would react. I've never been told I smell and need a wash by a pretty woman before, so yeah, they're peasants. They go very red and kind of scarper off, and they will spend that money probably
When she sees him go red, she does kind of she has kind of, I don't mean it in an offensive way. It's just, if you look nice and smell nice, then it looks even better on us as well. After all, a a nice smelling man who can clearly take care of himself and can man a cart gets much more work than a man who doesn't look so nice and knows how to use a cart. But I assume halfway through a sentence they've already scarpered off.
Yes, they have. They've got the point. They think it's nice. It's just I think that's the reaction they would have. But yeah, no, I've made a note of that.
Bill and Ted will remember that.
In all fairness, Gabrielle so far has just carried on, yep, I'm gonna be friends with these guys. And friends make sure friends don't smell. It was also a good use of my money.
I have actually made a note of that. The 2 extra gold, which is important, and the niceties of getting themselves clean and wearing clean clothes. That's important for a peasant. So, was there anything else that you wanted to buy whilst you were out?
No, but I was gonna assume the things that Gabrielle was like, I have some things I want to buy. It was the knuckle gloves.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It was just in case you had thought of anything else. So okay, as a, we'll move it on an hour goes by. You find your goods and what you're planning to buy, and you are making your way back to the pub. You would probably, I believe I said that there was going to be a funeral service tonight. I think I said that last time. So you would see that as you start heading back into town, that the Magus and Stain are by the fountain in town. And there are a lot of people who have gathered and are being quiet, and they've clearly listened to the preacher's speech about how Moore will look after their souls and is taking them to a better place, and they should do their best to live the rest of their days in whatever happiness they can get. And then you would all hear, even from within the tavern, by all means, you would probably have seen, those of you in the tavern, you would have seen people leaving the tavern talking about the funeral service, and this was the chance to hear the lady of Moore sing.
What time would this be? even me, or should I roll something else too?
Nope, you can all roll. How this will work out is you are all in the area at this time.
I really should get perception at some point. I wish one of
I
my
see.
classes had perception.
Since I have fortune, I'm actually going to spend fortune.
It's up to you, to be honest.
I have full fortune. I'm gonna rest and get it back anyway.
And as that you now know, what the town believe is the voice of Stain, finished speaking, she puts on her helmet and takes place behind the priest as he finishes up the ceremony. Lots of people are crying, lots of people, you can feel the sadness in town. But then you would also feel it break, as if the town have put their friends to rest from the battle and are preparing to move on. With that, everyone goes to sleep, unless there was anything else you wanted to buy or do.
Let's check the dwarf. If the dwarf's still open, I'll go check the dwarf. But I would keep an eye on the singing lady, because Luciera has a bad feeling about her for some reason. But as soon as the song is done and she sees that something is that if the dwarf's still open, she'll go buy the chains.
Yeah, sure. The dwarf Haglin's shop is still open. You don't have to RP it.
I can do it. Actually, I'll do it tomorrow. It's not a good time to be purchasing items. I mean, just after her funeral.
Fair enough.
I mean, I made some purchases.
Hey,
Yeah, but you've
no
made
Dowie died. So no, we can, if you guys don't want to do anything else with today, it is fairly late now. We can go over to the next day.
Would I be able to just go and visit the halflings, even if it's just for like half an hour?
Probably not. It's very late at this moment. Which halfling were you thinking of?
The one that I recognised from before.
The trader.
Yeah.
Oh no, she's still outside. Yeah, no, she's still there. You could walk out. Actually, she probably would have come into the pub. So it depends. If you want to buy something off her, you can go out and buy something. If not, if you just wanted to chat to her, she'll probably be going into the pub for a meal and a drink.
I'd probably just chat with her then.
Okay. By all means, you can do that. As you see her in the Wolf's Head Inn. Do you wave her down? Because I imagine you would probably go and sit by your previous table. It seems to be one of your favourites.
I would.
So, Billy Bob, what was that? Something you wanted to chat about, or just the old times?
I probably wouldn't want to talk about anything in particular. Just chill out, have a drink.
Okay. You two sit in the Wolf's Head Inn for a couple of hours at least, chatting about the old times, and she would probably tell you that she's going to be here for a while. There's good money to be made in Siegfriedhoft, and she wants some of that money, so she will be here. She actually tells you she'll be here for at least a week, so you would know, even with your journey, she'll be here for a while. Plus the dwarfs that protect her caravan, well, her wagon, have said that they want to be in a settlement for Keg's End, and they've heard that they met Hagrin Steelweaver, and they've decided they're staying here for Keg's End with the Steelweavers. And she tells you there's nothing she can really do about it. So yeah,
We'll just laugh and be like, yeah, fair play.
so as the night, yeah,
I'd also probably tell her about like how I've sent an errand boy to go and inform my family.
okay, you'd tell her about that as well then. Okay, I will. Yeah, I will make a note of that. That might actually come up again. Cool.
Right, yeah.
So, as you drink, eat, and enjoy part of the evening, the night progresses, and you see that the warband of the Hawk leaves. They appear to have bought a house in town. The warband of the Bloody Rain also leaves. Apparently they'll sleep outside town in a camp. The next morning you will wake up.
Can I
Sure.
Can I take a bath before I go to sleep? It's been quite a while since the Zerif's taken a bath and had his clothes washed.
Yep, sure. You can do that. You can. I've done that during like the few hours that were going here and there. There was plenty of time.
Yeah. What cost is that?
1 silver.
1 silver.
Gabriella will have it back
By
himself.
2.
So I'll quickly convert 1 gold coin to 20 silver, and then I'll spend 1 silver.
Sure.
I will pay 2.
So everyone
And I
decides to
too.
have a good old wash. That's fair enough. You all did.
Yeah,
some
because
good
we're
work.
heading out in the morning again. And as far as the Zerif is concerned, we're heading out again in the morning to the Woodcutters camp, so we'll be back here by Keg's End.
Yeah, I'll take my bath in the morning, but I will not take a bath alongside everybody.
I assume we all have our baths at different times. It's just over the night we all have a bath.
I probably wouldn't be like too hesitant if someone else was in there. I'd just walk in.
You probably jump in with Bill and Ted.
Gross.
Consider
Probably
who this
not,
is.
because they'd probably talk to me. I'd probably just like be quiet and just sit and chill.
Gross.
Oh god.
So
Are you gonna sit in the bath with the Zerif because he's also of that opinion that you just sit in the bath and chill?
I just go in at a random time, so I'm not really sure who I'd end up going in with.
Oh god.
Duca, roll a d4.
fortunately, there are multiple bath tubs, especially
What did he
halfling
do this
sized.
time?
Because remember, a barrel will make a nice bath for a halfling. So there are multiple chambers.
Wait, he's taking a bath in the barrel.
Would I be able to move the barrel
You know,
into our
listen.
room and then just sort of sit and chill in it for a few hours?
So
Like
they
it-
can basically do it 2 different ways. They can either have, there's a bathroom where they can get hot water easily from the kitchen, or they can basically put a tub in your room and fill it with water, and you can wash that way. Either way, I don't really care how you choose to have your bath. I imagine that they do have halfling baths for halfling customers because it's less water. They're smaller. Same like a child's bath.
Like, my thinking was if he's taking a bath in the barrel, then all we need is the barrel top a hammer, some nails, and all of our problems are solved.
Nah, Sierra is not that racist. She actually likes Billy Bob.
Also, is Urfisol actually going to kill him? Because, as per Dwarven custom, as he's learned, you need to keep the grudge. You can't just kill the person you have a grudge with. That's no fun. You need to keep the grudge. The person who you have the grudge with needs to stay alive.
But fake dwarf, we could be done with it
It also
right
depends.
now.
It also depends on the grudge. If it's if your grudge is about him touching your booze, most dwarves wouldn't hold that grudge for a massive amount of time, because it's got to be on scale, of amount of how much did they steal. A couple of licks, a couple of drops, yeah, you can hold it for a year or so.
That's not what the grudge is. That's not what the grudge is. I'm not telling you what the grudge is.
I was gonna say, if you have a grudge over that, I think you kind of worked it out by smashing a
Oh yeah,
over my head.
that's why your name is only on the list once, because I already settled that grudge by slamming the mug into your head. There's another one. And if all goes well, it will be settled when you smoke the stuff.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest, if I was the halfling, I'd take the regular sized bath and just swim around the pool that I just got.
You could do that too.
I wouldn't really swim around though. I'd probably just sit there and chill.
True. Nice.
Or float, I guess.
Nice, comfy big bath.
So, you wake up the next morning. Some of you have baths, some of you washed the night before. You prepare to go to the next quest or the next mission you've been given. It will take you around an hour to walk out of Siegfriedhoft and to the docks that they have there. You can, of course, go and buy your chainmail rings if you need them this year.
Yep. Exactly.
I totally forgot we can only reach the camp by a boat.
That is true.
Indeed.
All your food and supplies will be provided for you. You don't need to take rations for this. However, you can't take the horse or the cart. They will both be left in town.
Where was Sirtov on this map again? Okay, I can.
I'm gonna be.
Holy shit, we're gonna be close to Mordheim.
Yeah.
Like way too close.
I'm gonna ask. I'm not sure who to ask to just sort of take care of. I'm sort of tempted to ask Hagrid because I trust the man, but I also trust the innkeeper, and the innkeeper actually has a place I can station the horse.
Oh no! So you're because you haven't stayed in the inn as much. You can keep your horse there, and it's got stabling, it's got feed, it's got everything paid for.
Question. I assume the boat will wait for us once we make landfall.
Yes.
So can we just move the stuff from the cart into the boat?
Any weapons, armor that you think you can't carry, yes, they can stay in the boat. You can take it up with you.
Okay.
I do need to ask, are we renting the boat, or there are actual people?
No, there are people who work on this boat. This is their job to run. Normally, they would go up and get supplies like wood from the woodcutters' camp. But because there hasn't been any wood deliveries recently, they're just going to take you up, wait there, and then you give them information, and they take you back.
Okay, so it's essentially it'll give us a free pass because we're trying to figure out why the rest of their big business is currently not doing anything. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, it's all the business. Well, all these businesses are owned by the Raven Guard, so the lumber basically pays for upkeep of their troops and the temple and things. So this is why you were given the mission, basically. So all your equipment, you won't, so you're not going to be able to pull stuff. Like once you're at the woodcutter's camp, you've only got the equipment you can carry. It is a 5-hour walk from the harbour to the woodcutter's camp. But I'm not going to, if you need that weaponry for your level, I'm not going to penalise you for that. You just can't. You just have to decide: am I taking the great weapon or am I taking all the hand weapons? Miss Wilhelmer. So, I believe that's everything. Are you guys ready to set off?
Do you want me to RP with the dwarf, or do I just buy the chains?
Small question I have as well, though, is Bill is the melee guy, right?
Bill is Bill and Ted are coming with you.
Yeah, but I'm asking, is Bill the melee guy?
No, Ted is the melee guy.
Okay, Ted. So I'll ask Ted if he's also bringing the bill hook.
No, he's not. He says he's shield and sword.
Okay. Oh, we actually have to shield the sword now. That's amazing.
Just a question: do both Bill and Ted have a leather shirt, or forget the name, leather jerky on them?
I believe they do. I believe they took the ones off the corpses. They're disgusting. Don't get me wrong. They're foul smelling, and but they do have leather armor. It's just looks hideous.
No, it's fine. Because if they do have armor, I'm gonna sell mine when I go to the dwarf.
Sure, you can. You don't need to RP that. You can just transaction that.
Yeah, so I'll sell my leather jerkin. And how much would it cost for the chainmail chains?
I believe we said it gives you +2 to power.
Let me check. Spell book. Lesser. It gives me +1.
Gives you +1. Okay. If we say it will be 10 silver for 20 rings, they are used up each time.
Okay. Done. Okay. I'm ready to leave.
Okay. As you make your way down to the docks, you see the riverboats that are at the side. There's 4 of them in total. However, only one of them's in the water. The other 2 of them are completely covered up. One of them appears to be getting worked on. It looks like another coat of pitch is going on to protect it from the water. The boat crew all welcome you. Some of them even help you with your stuff, getting it on board. It's a very, very long, flat deck, quite wide, almost a third of the actual length of the river itself. There's an underdeck where they store supplies, the galleys there, and the hammocks. You were all going to be sleeping on hammocks whilst on the boat. You're on the boat for 2 days. However, in the first day, you would see all the crew rushing round, and it looks like they're putting up sails, but it's not. Along the side that on the map would be the right-hand side towards the Hunger Woods, they are going upriver, and they appear to be putting up sheets and tarps and things to block their view of that side of the river.
I would like to look at that and ask them, why are you doing this?
So you pull aside one of the ship hands. What can I do? Sorry, miss.
Excuse me, sailor. Why are you blocking your view from one side of the river? Isn't that counterproductive?
You know what's over there, right? It's Mordheim. You don't want to go looking into that city. No. It's just safer just to block your view. I didn't always used to stutter, you know, and that was just a glimpse. And no, the captain says we don't look at Mordheim. We just sail on by, and we pay it no mind.
Well, I'll leave you be then. I'll leave him be, and I'll think rather curious the superstition these humans have about Mordheim and things they don't understand. If there's any way I can look at Mordheim and study as I'm passing by, I will do so.
Okay. As night begins to fall, you see that all the sailors have prepared the sheets. They're all up. There are gaps in the sheets, so you can easily look at the city itself. And as you look over towards where the river breaks, there's now a fork. The current is taking you on forwards, and you can see in the distance the wreck of buildings, perhaps a wall. Roll me perception, please.
Fail.
You see lights in the distance on what looks like battered down walls or buildings. You can't quite tell. They're black shapes, but you clearly see lights going in, on, off, on, and then you feel a cold wind whisk up around the boat. You feel your skin, the hairs on your arms and on your neck begin to stand on end. The longer you stare at the city, the more your senses are telling you that something stares back. And then you hear it. The noises that begin to erupt from Mordheim as night sets in, the screams, even from, you're still a few miles away, but you can hear them, the shrieks and cries. Is that a bell in the distance?
I do understand their superstition now. That is one foul city.
What kind of time is this?
Do I re-roll perception to check if it's actually a bell? Because now I'm curious.
What
So
kind of
it's
time is it?
probably about 10 o'clock, half 10. It's late, but it's dark, but it's not, it's not midnight yet.
And that wouldn't have mattered anyway because it was a clear night. I'm fine.
As for you
But,
can
like-
roll perception again. It's entirely up to you. You can spend as long as you want staring at Mordheim.
I'll just try once more because I got curious because I started hearing shrieking.
Once you've done
So
that, I'll...
are you doing this for hearing? Are you trying to listen out for if you can hear the bell, or are you continuing to stare at Mordheim?
I'm scanning more than trying to listen because if I can see the bell or if I can hear where the bell is coming from, so I can stare in the direction to try to see where the thing is coming from,
Just as a question for in character, my character knows Mordheim is the current equivalent of hell on earth, right?
Oh, shit. Actually, I'm gonna use a fortune again because I'm just.
So Mordheim is known as the city of the damned. You don't know how much of it is true and how much of it is false. That's one of the issues with this, how the world is in old times. So
It's hell on earth.
where you are now, in Siegfriedhof, whilst you've been in town, you would have got the best information you've had so far, that there is terrible shit in there. You've heard stories there, people with missing legs and people who have, you clearly were once adventurers or were once guards, and they tell you about, also this area as well. Siegfriedhof's been attacked by the undead a few times. So there are just horrors around, but whenever the talk turns to Mordheim, you notice that people get a little bit whiter and their eyes a little bit wider.
Yeah, it's just because I'm from this area, so it's like, I'm gonna be awake keeping an eye out. We're fairly close to hell on earth. Or the closest thing Gabrielle knows to hell on earth.
So, Lysiara, please roll me willpower. You're at a long way away, so I'm going to give you a plus 20 for this. You were a couple of miles away, so yeah, plus 20. And you needed it.
Only just.
As you look into Mordheim, you stare and you try and look for where did that bell come from? And then you see it in a crumbling archway. A man. He's got something in his hand. How? He raises it up and the bell tolls. And you feel yourself jump out of your own body as the man looks at you and for one instant is stood straight in front of you and screams. But it's gone. As soon as you blink, it's gone. What was that?
I'll shiver a bit and say, Aisha, I do ever go there. I do hope Lilief will protect me, but
Is Lysiara actively trying to hide that she's looking at Mordheim?
I don't hide what I'm doing at all.
You can put in your notes that you've seen the town crier. You can inquire as to what you saw if you want.
What are you doing? That's hell you're staring into. Get down from there and stop trying to drive yourself to madness.
I'm sorry, Miss Gabrielle, but superstition does not bode well with me. What I'm doing is studying the enemy.
There's superstition and then there's stupidity. Going against what you call superstition is stupidity in this case.
Miss Gabrielle, I do not expect you to understand my motives, but just let me do what I do. Would you, please?
No. This is one of the few times I'm not willing to let anyone be so foolish. Get down from there before you drive yourself to madness.
Oh no, Gabrielle, and as soon as I see the... what's the name of the thing? The bellkeeper, you said?
The town crier.
Town crier. As soon as I see the town crier, I'll shiver a bit and say what I said about Ishan and Lilia protecting me, but I'll step down and then I'll start writing notes on my book. But I'll still watch it every now and then.
Okay. Nothing else happens as you begin to pass. You're having to look behind you now in order to see the city itself, the lights, the trees begin to obscure your vision. Do you want to stay up? I would probably say it's about 11, 12 by the time that you are starting to, the city's getting out of sight.
Yeah, no, if I see that I can no longer gather any new knowledge about the city, I'll stop watching it and I'll go sleep.
Okay. So you go to sleep. As you all sleep, you don't hear any more noises. You don't hear anything odd for where you've passed it. It almost seems as the night grows on, you almost start hearing animals again, like birds and such. Over the next day, day and a half, nothing really happens. It seems as if you had your encounter. The crew seems relieved that for them nothing happened, and you dock at the very small run down. You can hardly call it a jetty, but it appears as if whoever was meant to be maintaining this area have kind of not been doing their job.
How far is this from Mordheim? I can't really see from the map. Ah. Yeah, Mordheim's right here. Okay.
The map's not exact. It's a little bit further than what it appears to be.
Is this place closer to Mordheim than Sigfridhof is to Mordheim, basically?
Yeah, this place is a little bit closer, but it's far more in the woods, out of the way, and it's a much smaller community.
I see.
And they've got a river in the way.
So you all get off the boat, prepare the equipment that you wish to take with you to the town, and you begin to set off. The guards inform you where you need to go. They point the direction, and you can see that there is a trail. It's overgrown. It clearly hasn't been walked as much as it should have been. But you all know, the guards told you this is where you're meant to be going. So you all make your way. Can you all please give me...
Guards toll.
Can you all please give me perception tests as you walk along?
Fortune. I definitely don't see anything.
I succeed. Barely.
I'm still too focused on the town crier. I'm trying to figure it out what he is for now. So, even if it's been 2 days.
So, I would like you all to set up your tokens in this area of the map.
I assume Gabrielle's too busy telling Lysiara off looking at Mordheim.
I'm gonna be honest, Lysiara, if Gabrielle is basically telling Lysiara she's dumb for staring at Mordheim.
It's not in the like really insulting. It's the I am concerned about you kind of, because again, Mordheim, like the rumors, some of them are better than Mordheim.
Lysiara, she'll probably be a little bit rude when it will ignore you, but the thing is, she's just studying the place. It's what she does. She's a mage. She studies her enemy.
Yeah, but aren't the mages like even? Yeah, we're not fucking with Mordheim.
Not really. There's nothing wrong with wanting more knowledge. Yeah,
So
Gabriel.
a lot of humans do go into Mordheim to basically loot and get all sorts of goodies. Mages send warbands into Mordheim in order to get certain items, certain goodies that may
So to
be
get weird
illegal.
stone from it.
Yeah, basically.
That's why I was just thinking, the mages themselves aren't, like, they've got a very, we're not fucking with it, we'll just send other people to do it instead.
No, they do send mages down there too. They have to.
Yep, there are also other mages who actually go there because, well, they can get a lot of warp stone for themselves if they work with a warband. So they can use that themselves. I am struggling to find the character that I want. Pair of throwing knives? No. Crutch.
I think Bill might have crashed from row 20.
No, I had a moment where my service was interrupted. I don't know what was going on.
Aha. Footpad. Got you. And then, was it a bandit?
Yeah, like, Lysiara can just be ignoring Gabrielle, but Gabrielle is, like, trying to get the point across. She's not telling Lysiara because Lysiara is dumb. She's telling Lysiara, she's like, I don't think you actually understand just how dangerous Mordheim is. Because rumours, and Gabrielle's actually from this area, so she knows all the really, really bad rumours.
Here's the thing. Sarah understands Gabrielle's concern, but she's a student and a mage. It's better for her to know about chaos and be prepared against chaos, than to actually just shy away.
Okay. So can everyone get their tokens on in the lit area? I did pull everyone's, so you should all. I know it's a big. I'm sorry, it is a big map, and it's there are lots of things happening in different areas.
Can you ping dragons to where we need to put them?
I did ping.
Shift ping, I think.
Yeah, he did shift ping us. It's just most of us probably scrolled away instinctively looking for wherever we meant to put our tokens down because they weren't cleared immediately.
I like how our
I know I
archer
did.
has a raccoon hat and a broom.
Wait, what?
Tell me it doesn't look like a broom.
I made a joke that it's a rake.
Either that or he has a hawk on a stick.
It's his pigeon.
Technically, it's his pigeon. Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was gonna be along the jokes. He has a chicken, just an actual chicken on his shoulder.
Is it a messenger pigeon?
Yes,
Homing pigeon.
it's a homing pigeon, and he managed to get 2 successes, so he got to teach it 2 tricks. One was to teach it that the pub is its home, and the other one was that it stays on his shoulder.
Okay, we're getting steps closer to sending actual messages. It's great.
He just needs 3 more. They could be a spy.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay then. Right. Oh, I've got to open up Bill and Ted's as well, don't I? Too many character sheets. Okay. Right. So, can everyone add their initiative?
This might be my fluid brain plaguing me, but what do they actually see?
Oh no, that's going to come up. That's going to come up.
My
Don't you worry.
initiative.
You're gonna be surprised on the first turn of combat, unlike us. I can already tell because initiative. And I'm gonna be surprised for like 2 turns when you consider what I got.
I rolled an 10 on initiative.
Yeah. But yeah, because I'm gonna be missing the first turn anyway, because I rolled a nat 100. I'm just gonna quickly go toilet.
Yeah. This is just Azurif already being like, okay, this is not looking good, this is not looking good.
Azurif, what do your elf eyes see?
Shit coming to kill us. Ready your weapons.
Glad to know.
That is quite literally his answer. Oh, it would appear there's people there come to kill us. Alright, people, ready your weapons. Ted, with me, shield line.
What shield line?
2 people with shields. It's 2 people, it's now a line. It would be even better if we had a guy with a spear that could just stick the spear between us.
I'm back.
Which is partially why I also asked if he was bringing the billhook, because he technically can use it as a halberd and just uses the swing over me.
Yes, but I don't think he has special weapon group 2-handed in order to use that.
No, he probably does not. Nor do I, so I would be terrible in handling the billhook myself.
So, as you all get ready, Gabriel, you are looking round and you look everywhere. You're being really careful as you walk through the woods.
You just misused my rogue trader name.
Oh, sorry, Azorus. I can't believe I did. Mind fart. As you are looking around and preparing and... Right, what's over here? What's there? Miss Gabrielle, you think this is a brilliant idea. And you go looking off as well. You're like, right, yeah, no, we should definitely check in the tree line just to make sure there's no one hiding. You don't see that in the woods along the trees. I will draw a line around them. No, you can see it. Basically, don't go in the bushes. You step on a bear trap. You take 3 damage. It goes through your armor and your toughness.
Yeah.
You scream out. It's only 3 damage. Azura.
No, but I'm now stuck in a bear trap.
No, they're actually easy to... They come off really easily. There's for a human...
They're rusty, broken bear traps.
Well, for a human, for you to use your fingers, it's really easy. That's all. It's not there for a human. It's there for an animal.
It's not an actual bear trap. It's just the kind of mechanism that it is.
You scream
Which one
out.
are you?
You scream out. Azorus is able to come to the front with Ted. And as you come to the side, Azorus, you look down and you see men moving in what looks like they were preparing to ambush you. It looks as though they were getting into position when you finally see them. I'm just going to move them over so they're in your sight line. Can you not move your tokens unless I move them, please, for the moment? Where bloody... Oh, there it is. So you see them down here.
We've got contact.
And you hear them call out to men behind them. No one is surprised because you managed to get a natural 1. So you were able to warn your party. Miss Gabrielle, you were not trapped, but you will now see and you can warn the party that all of the shrub underneath the trees is all trapped.
They probably figured it out the moment I stepped in the trap.
And Azorus,
Hostiles, ready your weapons.
it's your turn.
Let's fix this quickly. I want to be back for Keg's End.
You can take your turns now.
Okay, what is my charging distance again? 10. Although I think I may be a bit too zoomed out for this, but these maps are always so bloody huge because of the fact that the tokens are so large. Run makes me easy to hit with melee, right?
Yes, I believe it's the same as Rogue Trader, that it's easier to be hit, but harder to be hit with.
Harder to be hit
shooting.
with ranged.
Yeah.
In that case, that's my move.
Okay.
I'll only do a full. I'll only. Is that actually? Is that my? Is that my full move? Is that my?
That might have
Yeah,
been
that's-
your half move, because you can move 10 as a full move. Is that right? Because what you've got 4
I don't know,
base
Elf.
movement. Or have you
Oh,
got
my
5?
my base movement's 5. Why does it say move 5,
M.
charge 10?
Because your move
What?
is 5,
Yeah.
your charge is 2 moves.
Oh, it's
A move's only a half action in this system, so a full move is 10.
no. I understand that. I think. Oh yeah, because in Dark Heresy it was charge added something on top of your full move because you're barreling forward with that strain. But yeah, okay. All right, then I can move another 5. There we go. Shield is ready, sword drawn.
Okay. Ted. Ben is going to run over here with his pigeon on his shoulder, clinging on for dear life.
Okay, so
Damn,
Bill.
it's now Ted's turn. So Ted is going to move down with Azora.
Now you just called me a Daedric Prince.
This
No.
is getting weirder by the second. So when do you get to be Shiogorth? Because he's the fun one.
Personally, I like his I like his alter ego, Jiggarath.
Okay, Miss Gabrielle.
I'm gonna get out the bear trap.
No, you can move freely. Like I said,
I assumed I had to do something to get out
No.
of the trap, like actually.
No.
It's
Okay.
he said bear trap, but I think he actually means like a trap for a rabbit or something. Because an
it's
actual
a
bear
large
trap.
it's a large snare essentially in the book, which
Oh,
says
okay.
for medium game, but it only does damage. It's not there to. It would kill medium game.
No, snares are gonna test. Oh wait, that's something with the snare quality.
Yeah, these don't. They just do damage. And if it was an animal,
Okay.
you'd get lunch, but you're not an animal, so you take damage and that's it.
Okay, so I'm gonna take one square out so I can get out of there, and then there with my move. I think I'll go full move. So I'll go there.
Okay. Miss Lyciara, you are up.
What can I see from my position currently?
Not a lot.
Can I see them or not?
No.
No.
No, you can't. I'll
Okay.
let you have the edges, but the main bits are all too thick.
And if I can't really see them, I'm just gonna channel. And success, yay. I'm gonna touch one of the chain links on my pocket. And I'm gonna cast etheric armor on myself.
Okay, so as... Oh, actually, let's see if Nuffle is with you. Nuffle is not with you, it appears.
Nuffle is with me. I got a casting success.
No, don't you need to hit the number? Oh, actually, sorry,
to get above
casting,
it.
sorry, yeah, casting number 5, and yep, sorry, I read that wrong. So as
It's
you,
above the number.
I never expect you to hit that high a number. As you see that Azur has called out the warning, you stand there and focus yourself, and as you touch one of these metal rings, it crumbles into dust and disappears into the onto the breeze, and a magical aura is cast around you, and you gain armor.
Actually, it's an invisible barrier. Nobody would notice anything other than the fact that the chain link crumbled.
Okay, so yeah, no, I will take that back. They just see you focus, and then the chain link crumble to dust. Is that a full action?
No, that's a half an action, but it's a half an action to channel, so I'm gonna stay here for now.
Okay, so... Oh, I had a...
Moving is a half action, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can move.
So... These guys,
Oh, 12. Oh god, is that 12? I cannot see. The map is too big, damn it.
Can't go through anyway, so do like the whole space thing, where you like, hold your character in space.
Are you sure that's not a premium feature? Because I
No,
can't
I'm
do
doing it
that.
with myself. Hold your character, press space as you move them.
I told you guys how to do this once already, so...
Yeah, I've just moved myself back because I didn't actually mean to move and let go, and I did. I
Pretty
went through
sure
like
I
a
can
circle.
move like so, and that is my full run.
your full run
I have
would be
12
12.
on a run. Yeah,
Okay.
and I have my bone drone.
Billy Bob, it's your turn. You have
Uh-huh.
a full move of 6, I believe, because you've only got 3 because you're a halfling. I believe your run is 9.
I'm not very good in melee, and I haven't gotten a bow yet, so.
Fair enough. That's what Billy Bob says as he's moving into combat. I'm not really good at melee, and I haven't got a good bow yet, so. Azurus.
You know what? Let's make it canon.
Is the enemy not moving?
No, they moved.
There's two guys at the front.
They're in a holding position.
There's 4 of them, and they've all moved this turn.
Okay then, they hold position. Okay, move there then. Full move.
Okay. Let's see if he has a. Don't do that. Does he have? No. Good. Okay, he's gonna move instead. I was gonna have him shoot, but I think he'd be better getting over here to help you guys. He will wait. Ted is with you. I think he might be a bit slower than you though, so he will try and be with you, Zora. Doing his best, but unfortunately you are a bit swifter than him. Miss Gabrielle, it is your turn. You can see there are 2 ruffians down in front of you.
I'm gonna move to here. That was my full move. And I'm gonna ready a axe.
It is times like these I regret this is not D&D because I wanted to use Fish's Mockery.
Hey, after this, we could, like, after we're done playing fantasy in the long term, we can switch to D&D.
That sounds.
No, we don't have to. Don't have to. It's just
I mean, I have a shit ton of character concepts that I would like at some point in the indistinguishable future try out.
Plus, it's like, once we're done with all of our hardcore, we need to be super death metal and British. We can go with let's go knock over, like, several towns and worship Cthulhu.
Hey, I'd be down for that. I'd be down
I'd be
for
down for that if someone else wants to GM other than me and Jay. Because I've got too many hours put into fantasy and into Dark Heresy to learn and set up another system. So, but I don't mind. That wouldn't be something I'd not want to do. But for now, it is Miss Lysiara's turn.
I will run my 15 meters, so I'm gonna do this. Did it work?
Yeah, it worked.
It's also a good shout out for any other GMs who want to join our group.
There you go.
I'd quite like
yeah.
to see all of us as player characters.
If there's any other GM out there, we desperately need to be more addicted to any sort of tabletop. Please join us.
Yeah, because we definitely don't have too much spare time on our hands. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I don't. I really don't.
So, the bandits are up. They see that you are belting down towards them. They're a little bit pissed because they were going to set up an ambush for you. But unfortunately...
We broke their toys.
Yep, you well, fortunately Azora got the one. Because I was going to have them ambush you. But because there was a natural 1 and a natural 100, I was like, no, they don't get their ambush off, but you guys don't get an advantage. And someone takes some damage.
I'm just looking. He didn't get a natural 1. He succeeded by 1.
Yeah.
Oh, did he? Then I read it wrong, and you guys lucked out.
Well, I did get a natural 10 on my initiative, so...
Yeah, it was the initiative where he did stupidly well.
So one of them charges Azora, The other one takes up a side position.
You keep saying Azura.
It is Azorus, isn't it?
It's Azuref, yeah.
Azoreth.
You keep saying, yeah, Azuref. You keep saying Azura. Azura is a Daedric prince.
Speaking of which, you think we could convert Elder Scrolls into a D&D?
Like, I might be able to.
It's been so long since I hit anyone with a weapon, I forgot. So he comes in and he gets a +10 for his charge. And that's it. And he fails miserably. The other two come up from behind. Azoreth, I probably said that wrong again. You would see that these two at the back appear to be crossbowmen. But their crossbows are of the worst. You could hardly call them crossbows. They look terrible. But they are indeed wielding a crossbow-like weapon.
Would I perhaps recognize just really long blow dart?
No, you would see it more as a stick of wood with a cross at one end and some string attached to the other side. There's hardly a firing mechanism. These just look like absolute hideously terrible pieces of crap.
They look more effective to bash someone over the skull with than to actually fire an arrow.
The bolts that they are firing are real. The bolts are completely fine. There's nothing wrong with them. But the actual weapon itself is hideous. Azor, if you have a shield, so does Ted. What's the range on these?
Regular crossbow, right?
Yes, with range.
Yeah, they got the range.
Okay.
Because it's 30 to 60 feet. Or squares, either way.
Yep, I'll just put that down.
I'm just praying they take penalties.
He moved, so he's only firing, he's not aiming. And in the description, you should have got the idea that these are of poor quality.
Yeah. I just want more penalties, because then, unless they roll really well. See?
That was close. Oh, actually, no, that's a hit. Holy...
Yep.
What?
Yep, and I take a ton of damage now.
Okay, what is with Warhammer systems and kneecapping people? Like, seriously, 90% of all hits are legs.
Oh, it's because it rolls hit locations separately, which is what you're meant to do, and we don't.
Yeah, we do it in one, swapping the numbers. So, the damage is 8 damage overall.
I'm on 1.
You can take toughness and armor off that.
Oh yeah, toughness stuff, so I'm not on 1, I'm on... See, I've gone from 9. I'm on 4. Because he kneecapped me, and I don't have full leather armor.
The other one cannot fire, however. Miss Wilhelma, it is your turn.
I have to keep advancing. That is my full move.
Okay. Mr. Billy Bob, it is your turn.
I'm sticking to my excuse, I think.
Is that your full move?
Yep.
Okay. Azoreth. An angry man just hit you with a sword. Well, tried to hit you with a sword and missed massively.
You're not worthy of commentary. 10 for aim, or what was the
Yep,
modifier?
you get a plus 10 for aiming, and that makes it a full action. So you hit. He ran up. Yeah, he does get a parry.
Wait, did he run?
Yes, but it's a reaction. I give everyone a reaction parry.
Yeah, no, but run means I would have gotten another plus 20 on my roll.
No, sorry, he charged up to you because he
Okay,
charged
I
and attacked
charged.
you.
Yeah, okay.
But he does fail, so please roll damage, and it was to the left arm.
Kane, why do you keep forsaking me?
Can't you substitute in degree of success, or is that not the system?
No, that's not this system.
To answer your question, that's because you don't have boobs and don't wear skimpy armor. I mean, Kane has his braids to look at. I mean, why would he look at
Right,
you?
it's
So
right, yeah.
you see,
Damn it.
you see the blade come down onto his leather jerkin, and it seems as if you hit a particularly hard bit of leather, and the blade digs in and cuts the leather, but unfortunately you don't get through his toughness bonus. Ted, who is over here. No, sorry, Bill, wrong one. He has his bow out, and he is going to take a shot. Actually, he's going to take a shot at the crossbowman. Ooh. Because he just saw what that crossbowman did to Miss Gabrielle. And he doesn't think he should let him do that again. So, he fires with his bow. He can aim. And unfortunately, he misses. He is going to use a fate point. Fortune point. Nope. He can't do it. However, it is Ted's turn, and he sees the issue as well. You can't get through him. I suppose actually if he goes to there... Yeah, I'll let him have that as a charge. It stops matey... wrong one. It stops him from charging Azoreth, so it makes sense. So yeah, he gets his attack. And he hits. The bandit gets a... God damn it. Gets a chance to parry, because this is a different one. He fails. So Ted gets to roll damage. And unfortunately he gets a 4 as well, so same result. He was really taking his cues from Azoreth then. Azoreth. Gabrielle, it is your turn. The two soldiers, two bandits have got shields, which will protect them from...
There's no point in me throwing anymore. At the moment Ted jumped into combat, my penalties for like throwing became so much I don't think I can hit. So I'm just doing some... Could I get in like here to help fight?
No, well, no, because you can't go into the...
Then all I can do is
bushes.
try and find some method of taking cover, because we're
what's your
stuck in a
range?
choke. I can't throw at them unless I'm right behind these guys, and then I'm still like... Yeah, I'm throwing knives at penalties. And not nice ones either. I think it's like... I think it's -10 at least.
Because doing any shooting attacks against someone with a shield is -20. That's the special ability of shields. Because they don't give you armor in this game. They let you
I
parry.
can't do anything again. The choke point means I can't get close enough to actually throw at those guys. And
Well,
I'm
you
actually
can move around in combat. So Ted and Azurath can move about. So I'll allow it.
I'm just checking how my range works for my second set, because I might be able to throw knives. I just want to check if it's a big penalty or not.
I believe it's a -20 when you go into your long range, technically. But then you do get a +10 for aiming. You can do a full aim, which I'll let be essentially you can do a full aim for 1 turn. So I'd let you get a +20 on a shot, so it would equal out. However, I will also allow the 2 combat characters to shuffle about a bit. It was just to stop him from charging Azurath and him getting the ganging up bonus, really.
Yeah, it's a -20 if I want to throw at those guys.
What's the worst that could happen? Just do it.
No. I actually can't throw at them. Okay, I can throw at one of them, and even then, it's like, yeah, take a -20 and have to spend turns aiming. I'm just gonna look for some way to get out of the line of fire of crossbows. So I guess I've got to go back to the side. I'll move there.
They do get penalties for trying to shoot through Azurath and their person whilst in combat. So you can
I
go
can't
behind,
get in combat.
You can go behind the melee characters and they will essentially give you cover. I mean, they both got shields, so
They're also busy fighting. I'm just got to fall back.
okay. Miss Lysiara, you are up.
I'm gonna channel, but I'm not gonna see anything just yet. I'm focusing. So fail. Lovely, lovely. I'm gonna cast Fireball. 2. No channeling success, and I'm gonna be using my Sulfur. Okay, I'm going to target both of my blasts at this guy first, and I'm gonna be smiling and saying, finally, target practice. And
Is this
actually
an area of
the damage...
effect?
Nope.
Okay.
I create a number of balls of fire equal to my magic characteristic, and I can hurl them at 1 or more opponents. The damage is increased by 1 because I have Mighty Missile. So it's actually 12 and 7. And I will not be targeting the head, I will be targeting
I was going
the
to say the
throat.
hit location's always in the body for magic, isn't it?
No, this is a magic missile. It did the thing. I had the right arm and the head.
Oh, okay, right, fair enough.
Not a
so
magic missile.
Let me see what they have for armor and stuff. So, one of them, we'll go with the one that took 11 because it's the first one I saw. He has no armor on his head. Cool.
If
The other one,
the
who
thing is,
took 6, he has, and that was in the.
I
Sorry,
can
no.
target.
Sorry,
I
I've
can
read that
target.
wrong.
Sorry.
Oh, so can you send?
I can send them at 1 or more opponents I choose, and I said I'm targeting a single guy for now, which was this guy. So I'm making sure I kill the dude.
Okay, right. Yes, he burns. He bursts into flames. Let me just check his. Well, actually, no. That is 17 points. He can't have that. Three. So that's 3.
18 damage because of mighty missile.
Oh, yep. So that's on each one, isn't it?
Yep,
Yeah.
plus 1 on each, so 12 and
dies.
7.
He dies thanks to that because he was going to be left with 2 HP. Actually, he doesn't die. I have to do something because these are not dead these are living, breathing creatures. And living, breathing creatures don't just. Oh, where's the bloody button? Anyone know where the death? Anyone know where the death dice is? Yes, there it is. Thank you. I have it now. We are going to go. Well, one of them does hit him in the head, and that would be the one that finishes him off. So it has to be the head. He's gone to -3. No, hang on. Yeah, -3 to the head. Submit. Face shattered.
Face shattered and knocked to the ground. Helpless, blood loss.
There's a 20% chance of dying around until medical treatment. Test starts each turn. Okay, he is out of the game. He will roll every turn to see if he dies.
I need to.
And if he does die, well, he dies. If he lives until the end, you can try and save him, and he is then a prisoner.
I need to check one thing. I still need 4 eyeballs, so if we need him, I'll keep him alive.
Yep. Okay. So he actually is on the floor, crispy, like yeah. Actually, it's his round coming up, so he's gonna have to roll pretty soon to see if he dies of blood loss. So oh well. The 2 who are fighting, they're now fighting 1 each. So we'll go with Azorith first. The dude misses. And then on Ted, the dude misses. Right, 1d100.
Did you make a...
He gets a 14 and dies. Yeah, no, he's dead. He screams. Yeah, no, it's a GM roll. You could see it on the stream if you wanted to, but I set up a macro.
Okay, so I was about to say, when it comes to healing myself, it's just a thingy action, right? A full action.
You can't heal in combat. You can drink potions in combat. But as for actually healing, I mean, if you went around the corner, so you were out of combat, I would probably allow it. But from where you are, you're talking about kneeling down, starting to wrap yourself with bat. You're still in the combat zone. So, yeah, for blood loss, I believe it's like a half action to stop blood loss. So, the other dude has just watched his friend get obliterated in a fireball. He's not too happy about this. Unfortunately, he can't see anyone from where he is, so he is going to do a half move. I believe it was there. No, seems to be a bit too far. To there. And then he is going to shoot at... Well, Miss Wilhelmer is the closest, and she's not right up against the guys with shields.
Not in the way, though.
No, they're too far back. I would allow it if you were right up behind someone with a shield.
Okay.
but not when you're so far back, not when there's so much space.
Oh, they're arcing over, okay.
So yes, it will be at Miss Wilhelmer. So, will the other one get lucky? No, he does not. His bolt goes flying off far into the distance as he aims too high. The music stopped. Miss Wilhelmer, someone just fired at you.
It's true, someone just did. So I'm going to shoulder my bow with a half action, and do I have that talent in the end? Yes, I'm gonna quick draw my club, which is a free action for me, because I have quick draw. But I can't exactly move into the line, can I?
No, but you can shoot the guy with the crossbow from where you are.
Yes, you
Yeah,
can.
but I just... Wait, I can? If I go here,
No,
can
no,
I
no.
actually engage?
You could shoot at the guy with the crossbow, and the guys wouldn't block you from doing that. But moving into combat at the moment, going in there. Gabrielle to do that.
Okay.
You could move up behind the two fighters, and Ted can move into that position on his turn, and you can move in.
Yeah, I'd actually like that, because that gives some semblance of tactics. And since I'm technically a sergeant, I probably should engage in those.
Okay. Billy Bob, it's your turn. You've just heard someone scream and die somewhere out of view as one of your friends fired some etheric fire nonsense at it. Ezra?
Okay, it's time to swing my sword at somebody. So once more, just put an aim. We do not outnumber him because he's the second guy.
He
Try to hit him in the head, apparently.
He gets a chance to parry. Oh, sorry, I rolled damage. Ignore that. That's meant to be parry. My fault. He successfully parries your blow. Mr. Ben is going to knock another arrow and take a shot at the dude down here. So he just gets to fire a normal shot. He does. 2 successful parries. That Ted seems to be mirroring you. And the other dude, him. Miss Gabrielle, it is your turn.
There really isn't much I can do. I guess I can just... I don't know. Because there's not really anything like you can do socially with charm to make everybody better. So I just gotta stand here.
So I made a foobar I'm going to take Ted's turn back. Because he was meant... I was trying to get his turn over quickly. He was meant to spend his action pulling back over here. So he... Oh, actually, no, he still would have hit. So the parry still would have gone off. So, yeah, no, that's fine. He just wouldn't have aimed. So, Miss Wilmhelmer, you see a gap open up.
It's not my turn yet, is it?
I'm currently just checking if I have anything I can use, like one of my social skills for to attempt to make everybody better. I don't think I do, but it's worth a shot.
Do you have something you can do?
I love things probably not.
Okay. So, Miss Lyciara, it is your turn.
Lyciara will start focusing again. Come on, dice. Help me out here. And I'm gonna cast Fireball.
Okay. And is this at the other archer?
Yep.
Otherwise,
Ooh, I'm gonna use Fortune to reroll that.
one question: did you guys know that Fallout freeze for the moment? Fallout for 2 days.
Neat.
Wait, what?
Fallout 4 is currently free on Steam till the 4th.
Oh, I have it anyway, but cool.
Seriously, game? That's
Okay.
10 damage.
Maybe he won't get annihilated. So, you definitely go through his armor. But you do not go through his toughness, unfortunately. So, although you see the man's armor begin to catch a light, and it just doesn't seem to take.
Well, I need more practice.
I was so ready to click that death dice. So,
Yeah.
a bandit at Azeroth. He hits you. Would you like to parry?
Of course.
Oh yeah, it turns out that the original thing for Elder Scrolls was D&D. That's where they got the inspiration from.
So as you parry the blow away, another one seems to come in from the side over at Ted. And do you hear the sound of his shield go? No, you don't. You hear the bandit of joy at finally hitting. Ooh, for 12 damage. Oh, fuck-a-doodle-doo. Teddy boy, what's your armor on your legs? You haven't got any, have you? No, you haven't. Okay, so your toughness is... So, hang on. So, 9... No, so 8... 9, 10... So, Ted takes a massive hit onto his leg. And you see a deep cut, but he stays standing, and he seems pissed. You hear a little... come from his backside, but he seems determined. Full action to start reloading the poorly made crossbow. Miss Wilmhammer, it's your turn.
I'm gonna step into here, and I'm gonna whack this guy with my... I mean, I could move back and charge.
I
have
would
enough
allow
movement
it.
for that.
would
Okay,
allow
then
it.
I'm gonna do that. So plus 10 for
Plus-
charge.
plus
you
10,
was
yeah.
right. And there was no plus 10 for standard attack, right?
No.
Okay. Rip your kneecap.
To the leg. Now, unfortunately, I know for a
Why
fact
did it roll like a shit ton of D20, D100s?
it didn't.
I don't
It's
understand.
only for your. It's only for your. If you're using 3D dice, it probably glitched. So he has 1 armor. He's wearing male legs. He doesn't seem to have anything underneath. And halfling man, male pride allow this?
Not drop.
Yes.
Shoulder my bow like a proper man.
Where's the bow?
Warrior thingy.
Where's the ball?
It's on my back.
Ah.
Where I left it.
How far is the charge then?
You can't attack him.
Yeah, you can't get into combat at the moment because there's not enough room. You
Okay.
are small, so I would.
Yeah.
I mean, you are tiny, so I would allow you. So let me have a look and just make sure.
I think he's doing that now.
Because you are technically a lot smaller than 4 squares, you know, so you could probably go over to Azorus and, you know, be more on one of his squares and probably wouldn't cause him any problems. So I'll allow that. You can get in, and there's a ganging up bonus.
These two.
Would that be ganging up and the charge?
Yes, so you would actually, Miss Wilhelma, you should have had that as well because you're on. It's 2 on 2, so that's a plus 10 for charging. Sorry, that was my fault. I forgot about that.
That's still a hit, so
Yeah, you still got hit, and he still couldn't parry. So
I totally forget about ganging up. Sorry.
So
I'm still
unfortunately,
in kind of a Dark Heresy rule set.
It's a
I'm
dark
gonna
heresy thing.
use a fortune because it's probably the best attack I'll ever get. No.
Unfortunately, Nuffle didn't want it.
I get it, unfortunately.
Azuraf, you now get plus 20 for your attacks. 10 for ganging up and 10 for an aim.
Huzzah!
That includes your aiming, by the way.
The left arm it is.
I don't believe he has a parry yet because it's not his turn. So
It's something.
7 damage done to the left arm. 1, 3. So he takes 3. Okay, you see the you see your attack bite in, and a bit of damage was done. You're not quite sure how much, but you can definitely see there's blood on your sword. Ben is going to take another shot, wishing he had a better bow. He can only fire. He can't actually aim. So that's his turn gone. And Ted is going to swing wildly with his sword, screaming and shouting and farting everywhere as he does. And he hits. Again, yep, they must have used up their parries because it's not their turn when their reaction refills. So, ooh, Ted, after taking a nasty strike to the leg, seems to just be having none of this, and where was that? That was to the leg on this guy. Oh, hang on. No, this guy's got chainmail, so that's -1, -3. So he is on 1 wound. He is not looking happy. Miss Gabrielle, are you staying there for now?
It's all I can do.
Okay, Miss Lysiara.
Someday I'm going to channel my lovely, lovely fire, and then I'm gonna burn a hole on these dudes.
I really should have just bought a lucky charm. I'd have been able to ignore the damage.
Your channeling is successful.
There you go, much better. Also, I already changed the die so that the damage is correct. I did 17 damage. Wrong because it was to the leg and that rolled for the hand.
Oh, did I? So his leg is numb, and he has he can't dodge or parry, and his movement characteristic go minus by 1. Well done, Lysiara. He still has his crossbow in his hand. Thank you.
Good.
So the bandits. 1 on Azurov. It is a miss. And 1 on Ted. It is a hit. Ted. Oh no, Ted. The shield. He's going to parry. That lagged out quite a bit for me, but he is going to use a fortune point to try and parry again. Ah, he was so close. Oh well. Ted takes.
Ouch.
Don't kill Ted.
12 damage. Okay. Where was that to though? It was to the
Body.
body. He does have 1 armor there.
He's dead.
9, 8.
Oh, roll the critical table.
He is into minus wounds by 1.
Ooh. Ted is a buff boy.
He was a farmer. He spent most of his points into, and he rolled really well for wounds. That's why I made him the fighter out of the two. To the body, -1. Armor damaged. His armor is damaged. He is still up and still in the fight. Old Teddy boy is not going down this day. The archer spends another half action reloading, and then puts a actually no, he spent 3 turns reloading, so that includes the bolt. So he has a half action shot that he can take. He shoots at the elf.
Yes, shoot at the scary elf.
He was gonna try and shoot at the wounded one. However, the elf seems far more dangerous at the moment and hits. Ooh.
Ooh. How much damage though?
I mean, from shooting it to the heavily wounded one, he's rolling with a -40.
Oh, sorry, that was wrong one. Does 8
Okay.
damage.
I take 3 damage.
As the arrow hits you into the left arm, somewhere around there. He looks pleased with himself. Miss Wilhelmer, you see a bolt come flying through your group, and you hear a wince from someone behind.
You also hear Luciara screaming, "He's mine!"
I'm going to quick draw my shield. And I'm gonna keep hitting the guy. Plus
Okay.
for getting up. I'm gonna fortune that. Way better.
You hit. I believe they
Head.
still
Ooh.
have their. No, hang on. Yes. I can't remember if they've used their parry or not.
I think they still have parry.
Okay.
They got a refresh.
So they get their parry off. It's a fail though.
Oh, be prepared to be clubbed by head club. Apply pressure. That is shit.
Don't
Let
complain.
me check. Do they have? They have a leather skull cap. So 2 damage gets through.
That's a strong
However-
skull cap. Oh no,
however,
toughness.
You happen to be fighting one who only had 1 HP, so you take him into -2. So let's give him a roll on the death dice. Hang on, let me check the other one so I know. Okay, he's got.
Hey, wait, -1, isn't it? Because 1
minus-
is your...
Oh, yep, no, yep. Sorry, you are right there. That was to the head at -1.
Yep.
So he is knocked to the ground, and he is dizzy and dazed. I can tell you now, if you take out the other bandit, the other 2, he will definitely be a prisoner. If they're still alive or around by the start of his next turn, he'll get up.
Yeah, but there's nobody to ransom him to. We could interrogate him though.
Actually, if you look at your job boards, I think it's still in your thing, you get paid for returning bandits, dead or alive. Alive, they're worth more. Billy Bob, you are fighting a bandit. He looks quite dead.
I hope.
You get a +10 for ganging up and a +10 for an aimed attack.
Wait. Oh, yeah, okay.
Actually, wouldn't that now? I was just thinking, wouldn't that now be a +20 because it's 3-on-1 over here?
It's not.
I was
Wilhelmer's
tracking
fighting
this
Ted.
one.
Oh, were you doing 3-on-1? Okay, apologies. I've been doing you fighting the one against Ted. So
Yeah, I struck the one that is to my left. The one under Ted.
okay,
'Cause
so
I
you're
thought the rules
helping. So you're
clubbing
helping
this
Ted.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
cool.
I just
fighting
thought the
against
rules
this
for
one.
Warhammer Fantasy are a lot like the rules for Bloody Dark Heresy, that being next to them counts as melee combat.
No, that's not how I run it. It's whoever's getting attacked. So there are 2 being attacked here, and there's 2 being attacked on the other side. Once, you know, one of them goes down and Miss Wilhelmer can turn, she's already in combat with him, but she can't fight on 2 fronts either. Otherwise, they'd get a ganging up bonus on with Miss Wilhelmer. But anyway, we had a fail by the parry from the dude. So, Billy Bob, roll your damage. Make it a high dice.
Those fat dice.
And the Hobbit stabbed him in the leg as well.
See, this is what I'm saying. Warhammer likes its kneecaps.
So far, all my hits have been against the upper body.
Billy Bob,
so
roll damage.
Yay.
I've been trying to hit him in the left arm and the head. So
With a
for
10.
fuck's sake, he does
dies.
He goes down to...
It's got done by a midget.
Take off 3.
A very big midget, but still.
7, 8, 7, 6, 5. He goes down to -5 to the left leg.
Actually, it makes me wonder if somebody like a human in Warhammer has a
Holy shit.
Billy Bob, you chop his fucking leg off.
Damn hobbits, though. They're vicious.
Can I like chop his leg off and then as he falls down, I just stab him in the heart?
If you want, you can finish him like that, or you can take him prisoner.
Nah, I'll stab him in the heart.
He's dead. He dies with a cry of agony and blood spurting out of the remaining stump of what once was his leg. As he falls to the ground, you just step up next to him and plunge your short sword into his chest, and the colour drains from his face and his eyes go black and cold. I imagine anyone who's still around is going to have to take some tests. Mr. Azeroth, you can either finish off the dude who's on the ground, dazed, or you can attempt to take out the ranger, the shooter, and you'll be able to capture the other one.
Do you remember this Yara wanted him dead by her hands?
Jay?
Yeah. I'm wondering if I should say anything to Billy Bob, but the fact that he just killed something that we could have gotten even more money for. Then again, I'm gonna go charge Mr. Crossbow Guy here.
Okay.
Bloody hell.
Ah, good. He's my kill.
Were you fortunate, or is that done?
I'm not gonna fortune that.
Did you say you were, or you're not?
I'm not.
Sorry, didn't hear you then. Ted's not going to do anything this turn. He's going to come and stand over here, actually. Seeing that one of his bosses is injured, the one that was nice to him, he's going to spend his turn to try and shield you from any other fire. And that'll be his turn. Ted is dying, but he is still up. He does get a plus 20. He hits. The other guy gets a parry. I think. He fails. So Ted gets to give out a bit of the damage. I believe that's enough to put him.
Oh yeah, the bandit was prone. He needed an action to get out first.
Oh, good point. Yep, no, he is
Yeah,
prone,
the
so that's
one-
probably another plus 20.
Yeah, he was also he was
Thanks for that, Dylan. I totally forgot about that.
yeah, he was dazed, wasn't he too?
He was.
Yep.
So I will
Minus-
I'll retcon Ted's action. He's just going to hold his position here, in case you guys want to capture him, because you can potentially take out the other one before his turn. Gabrielle, are you waiting?
Well, I can't get in range to actually fight again, but I may as well actually. No, I'm gonna take cover behind and thingy and say thank you to him.
Okay, fair enough. Miss Lysiara, it is your turn.
Failure, obviously. Fireball. Lovely, lovely fireball. Seriously? I'm gonna fake this. Fuck it.
I was gonna type something and then I realized I'm jinxing it.
He has.
Do not jinx it. Don't you do it, Dylan.
He has like 4 health.
Now you're just asking me to jinx it.
Yeah, he has like 4 health.
There you go. He is so dead.
3 and 3.
I'm gonna admit I had to check that just in case you'd roll doubles.
To
The game says if you roll doubles.
10 damage.
And it's
overall.
not doubles, it's just sixes.
See, just curses if you roll doubles.
Not in this one. It's sixes.
Yeah, it's
No,
only
there's-
6, 2 6s, 3 6s, 4 6s. It only works on
Yep.
6s, but getting 2 6s is a lot worse than getting 1 6.
Oh no, I'm reading this and it says on doubles, not on sixes, on doubles.
If you keep reading through, it will tell you that it's on 6s. It is in there. It does say that. So what was that, to the left leg? Left leg. You basically blow his leg off. He's considered helpless, so that means that you can easily capture both of them. So combat has ended as you have yourselves 2 captives. One of them is in a considerably better state than the other one.
Well, if that's alright with you, that is my cue to bolt.
Okay, we will end the session there. And next time you
100
can...
XP?
Yep,
as
100
always.
XP as always. You can go through your loot that you have acquired, and you can help the wounded, and check who has the healing poultices.
Me, and I have the healing ability.
So, until
I think I
next
had some
time, I
poultices
hope you've all
myself.
enjoyed your time at the Dumbass class, whilst we have been fucking about with the Warhammer Fantasy system. So, take